garlands of praise throughout the season, but lately hasn't really risen to the occasion. He needs to tonight, Don.
Well, yeah, you look at that stat there, 1 goal in the last 12 appearances, and it tells its story, doesn't it, really? But it doesn't detract from what has been an incredibly wonderful season. It's a one-off game. He can leave everything he's got out there. If Fulham go through, there's time for him to recover physically, but they really need him to shine tonight.
And certainly shining, literally tonight in that vivid yellow strip, Cameron Jerome for Derby.
Well, he's on fire. Manu's won these championship playoffs before. He bullied Matt Target at the far post. Surely the order of the day for Derby, when they can, is to get it out wide and get them crosses in for him to attack.
Well, their player at the moment. The supporters certainly giving everything they can to the Fulham effort tonight. Well, it is a beautiful night down on the Thames. There will be tears. There will be joy. For Fulham, it is a salvage operation. Derby will be happy, if not comfortable, if they just get through the night unscathed.
Well, I think what really was a shining of light of Derby County is they are one of the most comfortable teams out of possession of a football. Gary Rowett sorts his teams to be that way. It really shone through at Pride Park the other evening, and it's going to be very, very similar, I would suspect, to the second half, where Fulham really piled the pressure on. Just couldn't break them down. Derby stood firm. Can they do it twice in such a short space of time against a very prolific team?
And actually, Fulham, despite their need here tonight, will not wish to be gung-ho as such. There is also an element of patience. But here's Jerome, Huddleston winning that well in the air, but Tim Ream is generally a very cool customer and a very popular one round here. This is Johansson, the first Fulham charge. Camera's first involvement. Weren't quite great for Fredericks, it was Bradley Johnson mopping up.
Well, actually, Cameron Jerome will be a relief man, because he gave the ball away very, very cheaply at the other end of the pitch when he had support from teammates, and that allowed Fulham to break in behind very easily.
Kenny on his favoured side. Choked it.
Well, it's not a test, but Fulham only managed 2 shots on target in the whole of the 90-odd minutes, the other game. So there they are, they're off to a better start.
Did get a goal, which ultimately was to no avail here. An equaliser against Reading in last season's first leg.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very different picture, isn't it? They finished 6th last year, Fulham, and that meant that they had to play the first leg at home. This time, this is the way round. Most clubs, if offered a choice, would have it. I don't think a 1-0 defeat is a disaster for Fulham. Very, very much in this game. They brought Derby County here to a place where they have been on fire, literally.
Superb record recently. You have to go back to Halloween and Bristol City, the last team to give them a nightmare here. It's Mitrovic looking to plough a furrow, but Curtis Davis, who won that battle fairly comprehensively on Friday night, the winner there.
Yeah, round 1 goes to Curtis Davis, but encouraging movement. Very rarely did Fulham get in behind Derby in the first leg.
I can't recall too many challenges he had to make inside his own penalty area all night on Friday, Curtis Davis.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing for Fulham is that they win so many corners, but they really aren't the biggest team in the world, and they don't score too many. Can they turn that around tonight?
Bedoya's got free at the near post, but it's away by Huddleston. Ryan Fredericks, one of those whose very future could well depend on the outcome tonight. Kearney, another. And Wisdom hitting the roof.
One of the other things that really stood out the other evening is the experience in the Derby County ranks. It's 3 men right through the spine. Cameron Jerome, Tom Huddleston, Curtis Davis, who are all outstanding. And they are three lads that have won the Championship playoff final. They know what it takes. And it shone the other evening.
Fredericks, camera. Can be wildly inconsistent.
That might be a good thing tonight, you know, because it's not the bad things, it's the good things. Can he be inconsistent but produce enough good moments within this game?
Playing in the one position in this team that is not a certainty every week, really, when everybody's fit. Who plays on the right of that front three? Mitrovic, definite first choice down the middle of it.
Well, that wide area, it was clear they weren't getting enough out of the two wide men in the first leg. Mitrovic was in a battle with Curtis Davis, which ultimately he lost, but the wide men didn't really offer anywhere near enough. As a result of that, this fella gets his opportunity. Can he be a hero?
She's waited patiently. Never said it's a virtue. Reasons they didn't have a lot of joy is this man. They expected Richard Keogh to come out and attend to Ryan Sessegnon. He didn't, and leave the potential space in behind him. That certainly frustrated Ryan Sessegnon on the night.
Yeah, he literally was not allowed to use that searing pace at all, was he? You have to get the young man into areas where he can use that searing pace.
Not fazed by any occasion, they say around here, but he's been in the glare of the spotlight. A lot has been asked of him in the last few weeks.
The spotlight on him has just grown and grown and grown, particularly since he won the Player of the Season, EFL Player of the Season award. It's been non-stop since.
Lawrence, Weimann arriving. He was able to get a touch to it, but safe hands from Bettinelli.
That's good. He has to go for that, Andy Weimann. He offers a hand of apology. Credit to Bettinelli, doesn't make a meal of it. A lot of goalkeepers you might find rolling around as if they've been absolutely poleaxed, but this is brilliant, isn't it? Into feet, little flick, onside, get the ball into the danger area. And that's the question. He's sliding, it's completely innocent from Andy Weimann. He's got to try and get on the end of it. In the end, it's just his momentum takes him into the goalkeeper.
Offside. An early concern for Slaviša Jokanovic there, but goalkeeper showing safe hands. So I thought he wants to improve, that's for sure, this evening against tonight's opponents. Jerome. Fredericks having to defend the situation. At the Hammersmith end, a corner given. Doy trying to shackle Keogh in there. It's away by Tom Kearney on that near post. Picked off by the ever-energetic Johansson. The break is kind and the break is menacing. Camera, Sessegnon. Can't quite get it out of his feet, I don't think.
No, first touch. The first touch is the important touch, really. But what a counter-attack. That is really slap play from Derby. Give the ball away. A fortunate break for Fulham. And it's all about the first touch. Camara does well, picks him out. The first touch gets stuck underneath him. And then he has to dig the strike out. Can't get the direction. Opportunity missed.
But another one swiftly follows. Over Ream's head, it was Huddleston away. Kenny. Now Fredericks. Now maybe Derby can break. It's Anya. Weimann's gone offside. Fredericks has won the ball back. Target. Huddleston. Lawrence. Weimann trying to stay onside, he didn't.
Oh, big moment. He would have been waiting and waiting. He didn't get a sniff at Pride Park, but that touch there just robbed him. Yes, he hits the target, but it's way too close. It's not in the corner. It's a nice height. It's everything that a goalkeeper would want it to be.
There has been nothing really to test the capabilities of Scott Carson. It's all been a bit routine for him in this tie.
I just think that highlights how fantastically correct Gary Rowett got his tactics right.
Doy always takes a chance in possession. Fulham's game is always a game of risk, and they're not discouraged from doing that, whatever pickles they might find themselves in.
I'm not going to beat about the bush, and I'm not going to lie. Kenneth Doy scares me. He scares me. If I'm a Fulham fan, he scares me because he takes too many risks.
Great pro, really good attitude. He's playing very much out of his comfort zone at centre-back, although they're happy with the job he's doing. Otherwise he wouldn't be in the team. Keogh, onside here, hooks it back. Davis beaten to it. Mitrovic proving his importance defensively.
Slightly concerning how easily Richard Keogh beat that offside trap.
I think he was surprised himself, maybe.
Well, it's an area where Derby County definitely stronger for me. Look at that. The wrong side of Kamara. Just about keeps it in, puts it into a dangerous area. Fortunately for Fulham, no harm done.
That's a test of the pace of both Anya and Fredericks. Dumping Hetchianya down rather unceremoniously.
I think he'll be relatively pleased, I have to say. No harm done so far, and he's got away with one glaring chance for Fulham. You can see, I'm pretty sure, his team right at it in terms of, look, closing down, putting Fulham under pressure. Can they keep it going for the full duration? That's the worry, isn't it, in such a short turnaround on a hot day? Will it take its toll later in this game?
Well, they travelled down yesterday by train, hoping that the overnight stop would give them a little extra freshness on the day. Fulham travelled up to Derby on the day on the train from St Pancras. That surprised one or two at Derby, that they might have a bit of weariness as a result. Davis wins it. He's won a lot of them, hooking it from behind Mitrovic. Yeah. Only one of those in the wrong place has to go wrong tonight.
Absolutely. With his experience, he knows when to try and nick it in front of Mitrovic.
So far, so good. They're not going to be too far apart all night. And Mitrovic may have to look after him at the other end as well. And the set pieces.
That was a good battle the other evening, wasn't it? I mean, Mitrovic didn't do an awful lot wrong, just lost that battle on that particular night.
There weren't a number of bodies around him that he might have expected for, certainly that he hoped for.
I think the wide players need to get closer to him when that ball comes into him.
Johansson closing down Huddleston, and it's paid off. Johansson! Camara, Kenny. It was Lawrence who came in with a challenge. Camara's cross. Anya, Vyman. Lawrence. Camara chasing back. Got it wrong.
Well, it's a challenge he didn't have to make because Kenneth Doy was in total control. Really gives Derby another set-piece opportunity, but look, doesn't have to make that challenge. He'd overrun the ball. Adoy was going to win it. Put his team on the back foot. again, just highlights Derby County offer a threat on the counter-attack. A threat that Fulham really have to guard against.
Lawrence's ball, and Johnson has peeled around the back. Vyman!
Trying to that ball to dip, not very close.
Played an important role in the goal the other night, though, didn't he? He occupied Tim Ream, having drifted in from that wing-back position. Jerome having that battle which he comprehensively won against Matt Targett. Here is Mitrovic. Kearney. Targett again. Mitrovic is in there, so is Forsyth.
Well, he only has one target, doesn't he? It's very rare, actually, that you see Fulham do that, get the ball out wide and just sling it in to an area. He is the only Fulham player in the penalty area. The cross has to be perfect, but it was decent enough that it needed defending. They got the consolation of a corner.
Well, the ooh, because it almost cleared the top of the roof on that far side from Cameron Jerome. Johansson. Picked up here by Fredericks. We didn't see him flying forward with regularity at Hyde Park. Camara. And his challenge. Kearney, it will break for McDonald. McDonald was set for it the first time.
He's fuming at Tom Carey. He's just made him know, the skipper, if he leaves that, McDonald is coming onto it. Touch from Kearney, took it away from Kevin McDonald. They rarely get mixed up, these two, don't they? He's on the edge of the box there. McDonald and Kearney's touch. Takes it away, watch his reaction there, look, not happy.
A good strike of the ball, rattled the crossbar at Pride Park.
He scored that wonder goal at Millwall, didn't he?
Certainly did. Tim Ream with a little cameo there, but given away to Huddleston. Sessegnon applying the pressure, Huddleston again. It's Kearney trying to get to him that time. Kearney again. Mitrovic. McDonald. Kearney. Odoi. Into Mitrovic. He's gesturing perhaps to camera in particular.
I think he's overhit the ball. He hasn't given his teammate any chance. I mean, the first part of this is good. Look, he holds it up. The camera hasn't even gone. He's not made the run.
He's got his angles wrong, hasn't he?
He certainly has, and it was overhit anyway. He's never going to get on the end of that. Slight deflectors up there.
Well, that is the odds that are stacked against Slaviša Jokanovic and Fulham. The weight of history.
The weight of history is certainly not on his side. However, you flip that on its head, don't you? When you're a club that have won 12 of your last 14 home games, you say the odds are actually on us.
Given away by camera, not necessarily the area to be doing that sort of thing. I think that's putting it kindly. Bettinelli.
And it's a really good press by Derby. They've got this absolutely spot on.
Well, that there was a little reminder of what Reading did to them here last season. just had so much difficulty playing out the way they want to do it.
Well, they have to take risks in order to do it, and the passing has to be absolutely spot on. Otherwise, they end up giving the ball away, as you pointed out, in the wrong area of the pitch.
It's again risk anyway, but it's heightened risk tonight.
It is heightened risk. It is the way Fulham play.
Sessegnon making that dart from the flank this time. Mitrovic. Sessegnon. Mitrovic!
Yeah, good play. Little give and go. Again, just gets the final strike. It's a little bit behind him. Gets it a little bit stuck under his foot. Again, can't get power or direction.
A little positive there from Sessegnon. Mitrovic hoping to win the war, but Forsyth did.
Bravery from Forsyth. Might have felt he was going to get clattered there, but still prepared to put his head in.
Jerome, that's a very good ball indeed for Andy Weimann. On a dangerous ball too, which certainly needed defending by Ryan Fredericks.
Well, it's one of those horribles for defenders, isn't it, really? Because you know you've got to attempt to clear it, but it is a bouncing, horrible ball that, if you get it wrong, could easily end up in your own net, and if you leave it, you've got an opposition player right behind you waiting for it. It's brilliant defending from Fredericks.
Well, there is a real sense of order about this Derby performance. They're going to give away chances because inevitably the way Fulham go about it, but they're carrying a threat. It won't be retrieved at that back post by Keogh, and the pressure off. Well, this is a bit of a grudge match, this one, you know. 35 years ago today, Fulham were denied promotion by a highly controversial defeat at Derby's baseball ground. Robert Wilson was actually kicked in the thigh by a fan when he was rampaging down the left wing. Derby fans invaded the pitch after Bobby Davison scored a goal, which in the end kept them up. And were encroaching between the stands and the touchline. The whistle went, actually about a minute and a half before the end, for offside. Everyone thought it was the final whistle, and they never came out and played the final minute and a half. One of the biggest controversies I think we've ever seen on a final day.
It wouldn't happen in 2018. The crowd part of that, I mean.
It's well worth a watch if you can find the footage. Unless you're of a Fulham persuasion.
There's the experience of Richard Keogh. He's not going to hurry to get across and take this throw. Every second counts for Derby,
as Paul Daniels once said. Here's Anya. Oh, dangerous ball to say the very least. And Jerome involved in a tangle in there. Certainly a little unhappiness on the Derby bench. It's Johansson here for Fulham.
Oh, I think the unhappiness is really the fact that they didn't find a way to get the ball in the back of the net. It was a wonderful delivery from Ikechi Anya. This is where they're dangerous.
Well, never mind surviving the night unscathed. They've got a goal in them tonight by the look of it.
For me, it's all about the first goal and who gets it. It's huge. Huge from a psychological perspective.
Fredericks. Into Mitrovic. Forsyth got there. Huddleston, excellent club selection there to fight. Lawrence.
Calm as you like, isn't he?
Well, they've been urged, Fulham, to get tighter to him. There were so many aspects of the goal they conceded, but the first one is that Huddleston was able to pick out Forsyth to deliver that wonderful cross. Had he not been,
Well, he barely gave the ball away, did he, Tom Huddleston? He was majestic in his passing, only really surpassed by a wonderful Curtis Davies performance at the heart of the defence for me.
Well, they know the territory, don't they? Target, Kearney, Ream. Fredericks wants it over here.
Naughty one.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Again, because of the situation, Fulham players not making a meal of it and just getting on with it.
McDonald, Johansson, McDonald, Mitrovic, Johansson!
Absolutely top draw football. I mean, they barely strung a movement like this together the whole 90-odd minutes the other evening, but it's wonderful play, intra Mitrovic, and really would fancy Stefan Johansson with that left foot to at least hit the target. I'm not saying he should have scored, he certainly should have worked Scott Carson. They are on the front foot, Derby County, they're probably already way ahead of where they were the other evening. 3 on target.
Here's McDonald. Fredericks. Into Mitrovic again. Fredericks. Kearney can curl one. It got a deflection. There's a shout for hands. Might have been a little optimist.
Well, Fulham players are going to shout for every single thing they can. I beg your pardon. Well, the fans.
It's the patrons of the Putney end having their say.
Yeah.
Here's Johansson. He was looking for an option this side. He's got Sessegnon the other way. Advantage played. Fredericks. Johansson. McDonald. Forward by Adoy, now Camera. Fredericks. Mitrovic battling with Davis, the ball doesn't come his way. Johansson. There's a conversation going on at the moment between Camera and one of the substitutes, Rui Font, about Camera's positioning. Clipped in by Johansson, read by Forsyth. This is target. Now McDonald.
They're just getting deeper and deeper, actually. This is a good 5-minute spell for Fulham.
Will it count for something? Mitrovic.
Well, you can see the passion, you can see the desperation. Fulham players to turn this around, claiming it took a little touch from Curtis Davies. Referee says otherwise. They're fired up, that's for sure.
I sense that even if he didn't have it himself, he would have instilled a little extra hunger for Mitrovic tonight after his lack of success on Friday. There's a text message late on deadline night after his loan move to Anderlecht had fallen through, which secured his services. I know there was another Championship manager involved in the playoffs who thought about it.
Too late.
Just a fraction too late. Lawrence. Forsyth. Here's Anya. Johnson. Keogh. Help from Wisdom.
Well, again, really good from Derby, using all their experience, because Fulham have just had a real high-pressure 5-minute spell. And the first chance they get, Derby, they use that experience, they get the ball, they keep it for a period, and they move the play up the other end of the pitch. Really good play.
Off Sessegnon. No great surprise that they're taking their time.
Well, it's a much better first half from Fulham collectively, but they still are struggling, look, to get Ryan Sessegnon involved in this game. Barely touching the ball.
A couple of more positive runs, if you like.
Yeah, and a chance, which he didn't get the other evening.
Imagine having that much pressure on you, though, as a 17-year-old.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable amount. Can't be prepared at that young, tender age to play 50 games in a season. The last few of them really, really, really high pressure. A remarkable year.
Fredericks. He's had a remarkable year as well. Camera. McDonald. Johansson. Target over there.
Yeah, need support, need support. Didn't get it.
Adoy. Johansson. Now Fredericks. Camera. Johansson. Into Sessegnon. Weimann. And he's away. Lawrence arriving on this near side. Here he is. Weimann moving up outside him. But it's still on. Johnson.
Oh, he's just trying to tease that in behind. I think the referee may have a word with, is it Kevin McDonald? If he does get away with a yellow card, he is very lucky. I think the referee's being extremely lenient because he tried just to halt that counter-attack. Made no attempt whatsoever to play the ball, and he's got away with it. He's a lucky boy, because he knows Weimann is away. He just brings him down. But credit Weimann, no interest in staying down, wants to get up, recognises that Derby can be a threat. It's a good situation. And that pass there, just a fraction over hit.
He's one of the real reliables, Weimann, as Carson regains his ground. Even during the difficult times, one that can pretty much guarantee a solid level of performance week in, week out.
More importantly, guarantees energy. And when you play against Fulham, a massive commodity to have is energy.
It was taken down there by McDonald, wasn't it? There's Kearney to find target. Mitrovic just reaching behind him saying, "Where are you, Curtis?" Sessegnon, Johansson. That's too much.
Again, testament to the organisation of Derby. These passes are to try and force it through.
Well, the last time they came into a second leg tie trailing here at the Cottage, they were facing Juventus, and despite an early setback, already trailing 3-1, they won 4-1 on the night under the guidance of Roy Hodgson in the Europa League in 2010. And the players, when they sat down for their pre-match meal today, were surrounded by images of that famous night. Talk about inspiration. Here's Sessegnon, Mitrovic, bit of space for him.
Again, it's a decent opportunity to counter. Pick the pocket of Derby there in midfield. Kevin McDonald with a wonderful challenge. Sessegnon, can he pick the right pass? Opts for Mitrovic. He's under pressure, he's a long way out.
There's nothing like a leisurely stroll down by the Thames in the sun.
Well, I don't know what everybody connected with Fulham expects. Expect him to sprint and get the ball back in? I don't think so.
Or perhaps through Bishop's Park, you know, there are plenty of options around here. Johnson. Anya. Jerome's after this with interest, but it won't reach him.
Absorbing contest, I have to say, tactically. Derby are doing everything right. They really are looking a threat on the counter-attack. They're working hard, they've got a good shape about them. Absorbing.
It's worked well for them. Camera. Fredericks. Take him on the shout from the side. Well, they ran for Mitrovic. And he's able to turn! And when he's able to turn in a position like that, you expect him to at least hit the target.
Well, it would have been absolutely stunning, wouldn't it? A little ball in here. Detracted, Johansson detracts the Derby defenders, but a little drop of the shoulder and a little touch to the side here, loses Curtis Davis, and you think he's going to bend it in that far corner, goes for the near, just curls a fraction wide. Absolutely brilliant, close, but frustratingly narrowly wide for Slavisa Jokanovic.
But they're putting those passages of play together in this game, and weren't able to do in the first. He's having more joy.
He certainly is, yeah. He's having plenty of attempts at goal himself.
You get the sense that there's a somewhat warmer relationship with the management here at Fulham, or at least converse in a native tongue as well. You can understand why some managers have been a bit wary of dedicating him as their first choice, because
I mean, it depends, doesn't it? I don't think his ability and his talent is in question whatsoever. It's just, if he's not going to toe the line with a disciplinarian like Rafa Benitez, he's not going to play, pure and simple. But it's all about the relationship that you have with your coach and with your manager. Can they get the best out of you? Can they motivate you?
Anya away from Fredericks. Oh, Lawrence didn't quite get there, and Wisdom into the Hammersmith end.
Yeah, but they are getting plenty of good quality deliveries into dangerous areas, and eventually one of them may find their way. Give somebody an opportunity. Wisdom can't control that, but Anya did brilliantly, didn't he? Down this left-hand side, he's having a fine night.
He's a forgotten man, isn't he, at Derby? Reed, as you may have gathered. Mitrovic. Camera. Johansson looking for Camera here. The stretch from Davis. Mitrovic. Now Fredericks. Camera.
Well, like I said, he's having a fine night, both defensively and offensively. Akechi Anya heavily involved down this side. So far, so good for him.
That started in March on a day when Derby were extremely depleted going to Nottingham Forest.
I pointed out before about the fact that they're not a big team and take a lot of short corners because of that, because they don't have that much success from corners.
1 in 50. And it's not this one. Huddleston away. Johansson. Target. Huddleston. Jerome.
Well, if there's one man you want on the end of that, it's Ryan Fredericks chasing back. It's a slightly dangerous situation.
Home with an intense sprint. Anya up against Ryan Sessegnon.
Yeah, they've switched sides, Camara and Sessegnon. Maybe try and get the young man more involved.
Adoy's foul on Cameron Jerome, free kick to Derby.
Again, good experience, Cameron Jerome. He knows the challenge is coming, puts his body in between Adoy and the ball, draws the foul, takes the pressure off. Perfect.
Bettinelli with an enormous throw, which has reached its intended target, Camara. Away from Keogh. Johansson on hand. Camara! And Carson testing.
Well, this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Bettinelli collects it. You don't see it there. He releases Camara and he's ran the full length of the pitch before finding the space. And it is a powerful effort. It's another smart save from Scott Carson. Been a couple this evening, whereas there were none, really, the other evening.
Camara just got half a yard on Wisdom. It's away by Davis. Now Fredericks. Kenny. Able to get away from Vyman. Here's Adoy. McDonald outside him. He'll sweep it to target. Sessegnon. Well, Keogh's won the battle. Anya furthest forward here for Derby. Here's Jerome. It's opened up.
Well, Kechi Anya's got his arms out. He's having a word with Cameron Jerome. But when you're in the kind of goal-scoring form that he is, you've got to take it on. I mean, how well does Richard Keogh do there? Wins the battle. Vyman carries it forward. And Cameron Jerome has movement ahead of him, and Anya at the top of your screen. Look, once it's slotted, and it should have probably been slotted, didn't come.
He's a man with a Midas touch at the moment, Cameron Jerome, after a difficult time at Derby. Some of the supporters had already written him off as a flop until this run of form, inspired by the prospect of facing his old club Cardiff. Camera involved there. That's Vyman to Anya. Kenny scrapping to win it back. Gary Rowett felt it was a foul. Kenny. Fredericks. He's drilled it!
Yeah. Ever such a slight touch by Scott Carson. And this time he decides, I'm going to go for goal, Fredericks. So much further forward than he was the other night. It's a decent strike, but you would expect Scott Carson, or any goalkeeper for that matter, to save that.
Only one senior goal. Not just for Fulham, I mean in his career. I thought he had one at QPR earlier in the season, but it was awarded, if that's the right word, to Jack Robinson of QPR as an own goal. He's actually lost a sportsman's bet with a couple of his colleagues that he would score 1 before McDonald reached 3, and McDonald thought he would reach 3 before Johansson got 10. Mitrovic! Oh, that's stunning from Carson!
Well, it is stunning from Carson, but he should not be given any chance whatsoever. It's in his compass, and he has to react incredibly quickly and incredibly smartly, but he really shouldn't have been given a chance.
Mitrovic's best sighted goal, and we know what that usually means. We've got away with it.
Well, the calibre of the opportunities that have come Fulham's way, much better tonight, aren't they? They really are. Well, Derby will thank him, because he still has to make a fantastic save. Look at that for a reflex, the right hand, but Mitrovic should score, no question. It's a real let-off for Derby County, and it's moments like that which just make you wonder, is it going to be their night? Because Fulham are coming, attempts are racking up and racking up. I think they're only one short of the whole game, the other, and they've trebled the amount of shots they've hit the target with.
So maybe one more chance before the interval. Who's to say which way that golden chance will go? Fredericks. Oh, Mitrovic going down.
Our assistant referee is looking right at that.
Jerome ploughing a bit of a lone furrow here, but he's done well to set up a base camp for his colleagues to arrive. Huddleston, Anya. Huddleston, target in the way.
Well, they have offered a threat. He's arguing with the assistant referee. How are you not seeing that? He feels he goes in, and he feels Craig Forsyth. Well, he does. He does. Hands on him, swings him round. Dangerous game from Craig Forsyth.
The last act of the first half, and he is ruining a big missed opportunity. It brought a brilliant reaction out of Scott Carson, but he shouldn't have had a prayer. He's also complaining about a possible penalty right at the end of that first 45. The breakthrough hasn't come yet for Slaviša Jokanovic, but Gary Rowett, for his part, will be happy that his team have also caused a threat at the other end. The arguments rage on, but it's goalless at the break. Derby still with that 1-0 aggregate lead.
The lead's going to be a big concern. Not only does the whole season hinge on this next 45 minutes for them, but also I think there's going to be that concern in the back of his mind that if they don't make it to the promised land, what players might he have next year to be working with? And you know, with so many good players that have done well this year, the likes of Kearney, Fredericks and Sessegnon, will they stay?
45 crucial and nervy minutes to come. Don Goodman and Daniel Mann.
Yes, the season boils down to this period of football for Fulham and Derby County. Tantalisingly close to Wembley in every sense, I suppose, just a few miles away. Fulham hoping that one of those chances can be taken. Derby have been let off on occasion, but they have certainly looked well capable of nicking one themselves.
I think that highlights, doesn't it, just how right both managers have got their tactics so far, you know, tonight. It seems almost daft to say it when Derby are still one ahead, but they have looked a threat. They've defended well, yet Fulham with more energy, more tempo. Right in this tight.
It was Bradley Johnson's challenge which prevented Kearney getting on the ball. Lawrence to Weimann. This kind of situation where they look dangerous. Jerome. Lawrence won't quite get there in the end. I don't know whether McDonald got a crucial touch.
No, he swung at it, missed it, and it put Tom Lawrence off. Fortunate again, but again, just to highlight what we've been saying all night, on the break, there's something there for Derby County.
Target. Kevin McDonald. Fredericks. Up to camera. Certainly justifying his selection at the moment. McDonald to target. Johansson drifting in there, it reaches him. Sessegnon! The teenage sensation steals the limelight again. And Fulham back on terms.
Oh, quite remarkable, really. I personally think he probably only had 15 minutes of this second half to try and do something, because he's been on the periphery, Ryan Sessegnon. But you know what? Star players, big moments in big games, and so far it is short line that has to be the biggest. And having missed a good opportunity in the first half, when this comes his way, you think, should he be taking that touch? Should he be hitting it first time? But he knows exactly what he's doing. Chests the ball, half volley, smashes it into the roof of the net. It's a brilliant finish, and it is game on, and this could be a very long 40-odd minutes for Derby County.
We can only keep him quiet for so long, it seems.
So it seems. I think he needed that, you know.
Oh, Anya coming in on the blind side here.
Again, it's just so unlucky because it bounces in just the wrong place. It's wonderful awareness from Huddleston. That bounce there, if it's a yard further or a yard shorter, he's got a chance of doing something with it.
But there's your Derby reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. That's got to give him an enormous lift, because Derby had played him really well, kept him really quiet over a game and a half.
McDonald winning his battle with the cost of some pain for Tom Lawrence, who's still down just up to his feet now. Kearney, Forsyth. Craven Cottage sound like this for a while.
Well, you always wondered, could any team, and I mean any team, stop this Fulham team scoring for 2 games? It was a tall order. The team were making a really, really good fist of it, but that goal, and at the time it came, remember the Millwall game? Goal just after half-time, we saw one of the best second-half displays in the Championship after that goal. Are we going to get something similar?
Well, the autumn leaves are on the ground. The last time a Championship team stopped Fulham from scoring here, Bristol City, back in October. Fredericks, camera. Fredericks has got the pace.
Mitrovic, hands to his face as the ball came in, because he knows he should have gambled that Ryan Fredericks is going to play this in first time. Not going to give and go, but look, he just dawdles Mitrovic, puts his hands on his face.
He knows Fredericks will win most races scored by sprinter. Knows there's always the likelihood of good service. Oh, and Keogh and Davis coming together in unfortunate fashion for Keogh. And quickly the medical team arrive.
Hands on hips, the last thing he needs is for one of his central defenders to get injured. Awful clash of heads between teammates. But look, Sessegnon, full of confidence, running in behind. Oh, it's a horrible clash. It really is. His confidence must be sky high.
drink. I'm surprised there's any water in the place left, given the amount they put on the pitch at half-time.
They need it, don't they? They need it slick. The way they play.
Not the circumstances in which anyone would have wished it to come, but maybe a little pause might do Derby a bit of good.
Absolutely, absolutely. But fair play to this crowd. Rather than them pausing, they're cranking it up, if anything.
What?
Precisely.
I should take pardon, of course. Might not know this.
I didn't want to say live on TV.
Target, Johansson. Keogh back into the fight, and fight it will certainly be. McDonald. Now Fredericks. Camera. Fredericks didn't quite react. McDonald did. And off Huddleston.
Well, it feels like the Alamo, and those Derby players are going to have to use every ounce of experience they've got. There's going to be a lot more defending to do, but what they have to do is believe that they can keep Fulham out and themselves continue to be a threat on the counter-attack.
Mitrovic up against Davis. Beyond wisdom as well. Camera. Kearney for help. In it goes. Oh, just a fraction over Mitrovic's head.
Well, it is. Recycles it well. Camera. Kearney looking deliberately trying to pick Mitrovic out at the far post. It's just a fraction over hit because it has Curtis Davis scrambling backwards.
Fulham have a reputation as a bit of a second-half team, and you'll hope continues here. Godoy. Camera. Kearney. The question now is how much Derby have in the tank, both physically and mentally, I suppose.
I spoke about that early, didn't I, really, in terms of when you're a team without the football, chasing the football, closing down, running, playing a game a few short days afterwards, in heat, after about 70, 75 minutes, we're bound to start feeling it, and that time is yet to come.
Hanging it into Mitrovic once more, Sessegnon to take it on. Getting around the focal point now. McDonald, Kearney. Camera. Kearney.
It's been real rear guard action for Derby, and they haven't been able to hold out. And look, the pressure is well and truly on.
Johnson. Lawrence on for Johnson again. This is threatening. Johnson again. Bettinelli's forced into action. His first real save of the night.
His first save of the night is Derby's first shot on target. Again, just keeping Fulham honest, keeping them on their toes. Johnson, great determination. He's helped in by Lawrence, shakes off Godoy and hits the target. It's lifted the Derby contingent.
Regarded by many as the best finisher at the club. Keogh coming in.
Well, you do feel their moments are going to be sporadic, but it's whether or not they can take advantage of just one.
Well, it'll be a long way from much of the match you anticipate, but they may be right in front of the crowning moment. I certainly hope so. Wisdom. Weimann. Lawrence battling for it. Now Reed. Header by Huddleston. They're going to have their own private game for a moment. Hansen, Johnson, some Tigerish midfield play, but here's Kearney. Fredericks. Camera. Fredericks. Camera again. Tim Reed.
One better pass in front of Weimann. That's what they've got to aim for when they do get that opportunity. Derby.
Well, it's never a good time to say this if you're a Fulham fan, but Fulham have never won a playoff match. They need to win it. Well, maybe they won't, but to get the job done before the drama of penalties, they need another goal. Kearney. Godoy. Johansson. He had committed himself, but was able to win it on the second occasion.
Just about, eh?
Just about as good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Any which way will do. But the way Gary Rowett might go is to introduce his top scorer.
Like I say, he must have seen how effective they may be on the counter-attack. He also knows that his great record of changing things and it working out. Loads of goals from substitutes.
What a weapon to have, and their attacking players. I know earlier in the season Fulham were certainly looking on enviously at the array of talent Derby had at their disposal. In the autumn they were saying all we need is a striker, and they've certainly got one now. Mitrovic. Not far away.
Well, it is brilliant again from Mitrovic. The first touch to set up the shot is absolutely out of the top drawer. I mean, the Derby player, it's the side. He will be breathing a huge sigh of relief, because this is wonderful from Mitrovic. And again, just trying to curl that into that corner. Doesn't quite get enough bend on the ball. Craig Forsyth will be a very, very relieved young man.
Wisdom using his chest. Weimann looking round to the referee, suggesting a free kick may have been due his way. Target. Forward by Reed. In now to Kearney. Making a dart. Johansson with Fredericks arriving as well. Fredericks has put his foot down on the gas. Way by Davis. Weimann. Jerome. And it's broken for Cameron Jerome, and Lawrence over here. Well, Johansson's going to get a booking.
Well,
No surprise.
yeah. It's modern day football where players will make a decision. Best I take a yellow card here. and stop that flow, because Tom Lawrence was free on this side of the pitch. Called a tactical foul these days. And Jerome does well, doesn't he? But there's no way that Johansson is letting him advance. Absolutely not. Look at Tom Lawrence's position here. If he gets away, he'll commit Tim Ream. Lawrence will be a spare man. It's a good one to take for the team, that.
We're not quite in the end finding Johansson. He couldn't get it under his spell, the Norwegian. His header actually scooted off his head, and Ream took an almighty chance there. And he may still pay for it. Wisdom is arriving. Ream in the way. Vyman. Anya.
Oh, he's got to get the cross in. Derby have got bodies in there. Bradley Johnson, Cameron Jerome, Lawrence just waiting for the cross. Never ever turn it down.
McDonald, Kearney, Lawrence chasing him down, Forsyth stealing it. Anya, Lawrence, Anya, Jerome's in the box, Johnson arriving. Anya scampering back to get goal side of camera.
Absorbing contest, isn't it? You can't take your eyes off it for a second. The prize is a big one for one of these two.
Kearney. Stefan Johansson for Fulham. Kearney, Mitrovic.
His attempts individually are racking up and racking up. Literally shots in from him, not one of his best ones.
Anya's header. Here's Ream. Just like the odd charge like this, and trying to slot Sessegnon in. He wants to win the second ball. Huddleston, Johansson, Kearney, camera. Ruffles the wrong side of the net from Fulham's point of view.
Well, he must have took a slight nick. It's a poor decision, really, to try and score from that angle. I don't think he's ever going to beat a goalkeeper of Scott Carson's quality from there, but it was such a slight deflection, given the consolation of a corner.
Adoy! Incredible! Dennis Adoy sends Craven Cottage crazy! Smallest men in this Fulham side scoring a stunning header, and they're in sight of Wembley now.
Well, if you were looking for a goal-scoring hero, he has to be one of the last people you'd be picking. Well, I'll tell you what, he makes an aggressive run, he times his leap, and he gets the absolute perfect contact. Craig Forsyth is going to be disappointed, because he ambles in there, look, doesn't get too close to Kenneth Adoy, but it's a stunning, stunning header. A perfect glance into the far corner. Scott Carson, no chance. I told you, he scares me, didn't I?
Well, he's delighted him. Was it one goal from every 50 corners? Well, that's 1 in a million from Dennis Adoy.
Yeah, and look what it means. And now it's over to you, Derby County. Gary Rowett not going to wait. He's going to make changes here.
Yeah, a couple of changes. Tom Lawrence and Anya off. Vidra and Casey Palmer, the 2 men pressed into service here for Derby, who need to score to take or put themselves into a position to take to tie into extra time. It's at this point where we give you our annual reminder, away goals rule is not in play.
Well, they're going for it, Derby. And it'll either pay off or it'll cost them. And they turned it around, and the most unexpected source has put Fulham in the driving seat.
Well, the unexpected centre-back turns unexpected playoff semi-final goal scorer. He's a great pro, manager's dream, they say. Oh, Reams, in a spot of bother, lost his bearings and found Vyman. Johnson, wisdom flying up on this side. And he's able to turn it back, but target to safety.
He read it well, young Matt Target. Sniffed out where that cutback was going to end up. Cleared the danger.
Huddleston,
Palmer.
was away from Sessegnon. McDonald with some urgent defending. And Palmer with plenty of urgency himself to get that ball back from Bettinelli, who's taking their time now. McDonald got ahead on it. Reed into Camara.
It's a good response, isn't it, from Derby, to say.
Well, so many times down the years, will Davis get to that? Well, Johansson charges it down. Carson, a picture of calmness there.
And that's because he knew there was enough pace on the ball to see it back to him.
I'm going to say, so often in recent years, character is the thing we've questioned about Derby, and, well, they're showing it here.
Oh, they've displayed bundles anyway. To say, first leg, and here in the first half, and even now, they're going for it. And it takes character to do that.
Safe to say that question has been very emphatically answered, hasn't it? Yeah. It'll take a lot from the performance of his team over 2 legs. Oh, he may shake his head at this point. Keogh. Wisdom with some good work. Palmer. Vyman.
What a chance. What a chance. Palmer does really well to make the space for the cross. It's really clever movement, actually, from Andreas Vyman. He just pulls back off his marker. Has to do better. What a chance. Look at all that space to the right of Marcus Bettinelli. Chances don't come much better.
Davis. Vidra. Kenny. Vidra.
Just pulled it back for the first foul on Vidra.
Derby Derby free kick it is, which they've taken. Palmer. That's very good football. It may still break Palmer's way. McDonald on the deck to try and intervene. Kearney on the deck there, but advantage played. Carson's in charge, although out of his comfort zone. You wouldn't think it.
Well, the defensive part of that was very good. We won't say anything about the clearance. Well, what a response, to be fair. Credit to them. They've come away to the Lions' den against one of the best teams in the division, and since the goal, they've taken the fight to Fulham.
Sessegnon, Camera, Davis, right place, right time from the Derby captain.
Role reversal, isn't it? Now Fulham will take all the time that the referee will let them. Derby in the first half.
Interesting. Jimmy was going wide anyway, but that has opened the door to trouble potentially.
Looking down below me, it's Lavisi which has turned away in disgust. I mean, it's so sloppy. This game is on a knife edge. I mean, just to even lift the ball in the air, it's really awkward. Bettinelli, Tim Marine will pray nothing comes.
Mitrovic made sure absolutely nothing came of it, and now Camera looking to win the race. Carson has come. Now then.
Yeah, he's dived. Yeah. He's dived. Referee, absolutely brilliant. Fair play. Scott Carson fuming.
Chris Kavanagh was not fooled.
No. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant there. And when he lifts it inside, there's nothing in Camara's head other than to try and con the referee. And well done to the referee. That is awful from Camara. As good as he's been tonight, that's a shocker.
So yellow card for Camara. Cameron Jerome, the man who gave them that first leg advantage, departs. That advantage now wiped out. David Nugent, his replacement. It's gone a long way, but Bettinelli is in charge. Bit of activity down on the Fulham bench. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Thomas Callas very shortly. No break to Camera. Oh. In the end, straight to Palmer's feet, and now Vidra's feet, and Nugent after it. Ream in charge.
Again, there is a sloppiness at times. There's a real casualness about Fulham in possession of the ball. Pay the price.
There's no way on earth that this job is done.
Substitution coming off, number 21, Matt Target.
Matt Target hasn't quite received the headlines that his fellow January loan signing Alexander Mitrovic has, but he is certainly hugely appreciated in these parts. Great contribution from him over this part of the season. And he is going to be replaced by Thomas Callas. Still remarkably out on loan from Chelsea. Once described his times there as resembling that of a training cone.
Best go out then, yeah?
Best go out. Callas marking Bradley Johnson over there. Davis has got free. Frederick's got his head to it though. Huddleston. Kearney blocking it. Kearney going to meet it again. Johansson has found camera. Mitrovic. And again. Fouled by Huddleston. And it will be a booking.
Again, really good refereeing, because Alexander Mitrovic was going to get up and react to that. The referee just said, I've got it. Control here. Cynical from Huddleston. Good refereeing from Chris Kavanagh.
Looking for Tom Huddleston. And ball has just struck Kevin McDonald on the head. He's come over here for a drink and got more than he bargained for. McDonald booked, and Palmer booked, you think? Seemed that Palmer threw the ball at him. And he feels he was a victim of a little bit of an injustice. But just to confirm, eyes and ears on the touchline tell us that Casey Palmer was definitely yellow carded as well. Maybe a little aggrieved for being booked for having a ball thrown at him. Johansson, Adoy. Now Fulham operating with a back three. Camera. Davis. And Adoy at the back of Nugent here. Callas. I thought we'd just remember at Millwall the other week where he had just come on and helped them manage the game, and then he went on a 50-yard run with the ball and set up a third goal for Mitrovic.
I remember that. I think there's another goal in this game, not sure to who.
Camera behind Mitrovic. Johansson.
The game's getting stretched. Derby have to take more risks, pushing forward, committing bodies forward. Flip side of that is they leave themselves a little short and a little bit exposed to Fulham.
Palmer with a terrific run, but in the end ends up at the feet of Johansson. Mitrovic. Camera. Kearney. Camera. Sessegnon's making tracks in the middle. Keogh away.
He does really well, Richard Keogh, I have to say. Leaves the man and sniffs out where he reads where Camera's going to put that cross. And clears the danger. Wonderful movement. Look at Sessegnon and look at Keogh. He looks round to see where Sessegnon is and gets himself into that area. Brilliant.
That's the captain's armband to Curtis Davis to concentrate on his own game. He certainly did there. Camera. Johansson. McDonald finding Camera. Remarkable to think he's waited 4 months for a start.
Strength and depth.
Well, break to Johansson. On his left foot, and Carlson behind it.
Yeah, he makes it look easier than it is here, Scott Carson. Because this ball dips at the end, but it's good hands from the keeper. Dominating the attempts at goal. Fulham missed a few good chances, haven't they? But look at that. They are working Scott Carson. Derby's only attempt on target. A long time ago.
Kearney. Camera onto Fredericks now. Davis drawn out. Johnson drawn back.
Well, he's fuming. Look, just because he doesn't go down doesn't mean it's not a foul. And that's why players throw themselves to the ground have to say, looked like he was fouled to me.
It certainly looked like a little nibble, didn't it? Camera. Forsyth with him all the way. It is a Fulham corner.
Honesty. He's fouled. He's kicked on the knee by Curtis Davies, but he stays on his feet. And the referee just plays on. That is a foul. It's outside the penalty area, but the referee's got a great view of it.
Well, it's funny, like the Mitrovic incident in the first half, the assistant referee was saying to Mitrovic, "You're outside the box." It doesn't mean it wasn't a
It's
foul.
a foul. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's had a great game, the referee, but he should have given a foul there.
Kenny. Richard trying to find a way out. It's cool at this point. Palmer is willing to run at people and try and commit them.
Johansson had to pull out there as well. He's on a yellow card.
Brains have to be in gear, but heart-rending for Derby at half-time. Very hopeful indeed. They looked like they were carrying a threat. They're still only one goal away, though, from taking it to extra time. Not everybody will remember Fulham's one and only visit to Wembley. Are they in line for another? Sessegnon. Johnson Davis. Very uncharacteristic, Johansson. And that might work its way to Sessegnon. Forsyth is there. Nugent. Well, I thought it would allow McDonald to regain possession. Probably out for a throw in the end.
Yeah, they're taking risks now, Derby, and they're trying to pass the ball out from defence even under pressure, which is not normally their style, it has to be said, but they don't just want to kick the ball forward and give Fulham possession.
Nugent's determined dash. Callas is there. A distinctive running style that David Nugent has. Wisdom, Vidra, Green. It's an interesting ball.
He would say it was a confident one.
It certainly was not. Kenny. And that's Fulham. Mitrovic. Kenny going down. Sessegnon. Dennis Odoi, the unlikely goal scorer. The man who, at this point, may follow in the footsteps of John Mitchell, the last man to score a goal that sent Fulham to Wembley. Fredericks. McDonald. Sessegnon. Looking to release the ever-willing Andy Weimann. Shooting off Odoi's head.
This is still delicately poised. 5 minutes to go. They just need a goal, Derby. One moment, a moment of magic. Defensive mistake from Fulham. They take risks. That's all it takes.
Nugent at that near post. It's Odoi. Forsyth only to Mitrovic. That's a free kick there. He's certainly got it.
Magnificent, isn't it? What a difference a few days make in terms of the impact that he's had on tonight, as opposed to the impact he didn't have in the first leg.
This performance more than norm tonight.
Absolutely.
It's been a phenomenon for Fulham. An inspired signing by Slaviša Jokanovic, who had to win a few internal battles in the first part of the season about how the recruitment of players worked at this football club. Forward by Odoi. Keogh. Into Vyman with Ream in attendance. Huddleston lost it. Kearney. Cameras on the move.
That's what I was talking about, that little willingness to take a risk, try and play it out of defence, little 1-2s in dangerous areas. Always run the risk of losing the ball in a very dangerous area. It's not their natural DNA, but it's how they feel they need to play now for what remains of this game.
Nugent after this. Fredericks needing to use his pace, but it will still fall Nugent's way. And now Bradley Johnson. Nugent.
Snatched it a little bit. Good endeavour. First, initially, great run by David Nugent to get in the end of this diagonal ball. Fredericks does just enough awareness by Nugent in the first instance, but it's going to take something special. Snatches that shot a little bit.
Well, there's been so many role reversals tonight now. Gary Rowett, the coach, complaining about time wasting. Mitrovic had a handful of Keogh's shirt there. Wisdom. Ollie Norwood getting ready to come on for Fulham.
It's another bad kick. And Scott Carson just takes any kind of stress away from Fulham and the supporters.
It's already too much for some.
The one thing you know you're getting in the playoffs is the joy and the pain.
Well, no footballing theatre do you get such emotional extremes. No. It's extraordinary. There's plenty of time left. Sessegnon back to the defensive job. Has to be careful. Vyman goes to ground. The assistant flagging in Fulham's favour.
Well, as Ryan Sessegnon got arms on Andreas Vyman, that's why Derby are protesting. I know the second phase of that is a foul, but Sessegnon doesn't clear his lines. Vyman nicks it off him. He has got hands on him. Would have been a little bit soft. We've got the assistant on this side, but dangerous game.
Number 10.
Oliver Norwood waits the acclaim for Fulham's master craftsman Tom Kearney, who is taking his time handing over the captain's armband now to the referee's annoyance.
Remarkably, he made his way to as further point as he possibly could. Wonder if word got on. Got to be done.
He's lightened up this place though this season. And you get the sense that much hinges on the next few minutes as to where he might be playing his football next season and him and a few others. Oliver Norwood, great pro, great guy to have around, but such is the depth that Fulham have got. He's a bit part player. 6 added minutes. I told you a moment ago, there's still a long time to go.
Yeah.
That's why.
Absolutely.
Mitrovic.
Mustn't foul him. Must not foul him, those Derby defenders.
Has got the free kick.
Must not foul them. Don't lay hands on them. Don't give the referee a chance to blow, because the clock is ticking and it's too much to bear for some, because this is a place that they have been before and it's not a very nice place.
We're taking it. Slaviša Jokanovic with a look of frustration back to his colleagues on the bench. Here's Matej Vydra. Wisdom's over here, Huddleston. Four in the area for Derby. Palmer. Vidra's run.
I think they'd have been better served just half a yard and cross the ball. Look, so many yellow shirts. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, waiting for a cross. Angles against Vydra there.
Well, their need is urgent. A goal to take it to extra time. The pain is too much.
I've been there personally. I've won playoffs. I've also lost playoffs. Not very pleasant.
Nothing hurts quite like it. I can only say that from a supporter's point of view, but
Well, you're so near, yet so far.
yellow card for the goalkeeper, Bettinelli. He's ensured there will be a few extra seconds. Followed by Mitrovic.
Well, the flip side of that is, I've just been saying to Derby's players, do not foul. Alexander Mitrovic has just allowed all the Derby players to get up and try and get on the end of this free kick.
Well, will they have many more chances? They've got 2.5 minutes to find a season-saving goal. Weimann. Davis. Nugent. Ream. Pounding around that box, Sessegnon away. Huddleston wins it. Now Adoy. One for camera to chase, for Forsyth is back there. Now here's McDonald.
Very intelligent from Kevin McDonald. Under pressure. Up for the corner.
It's Keogh. It's Callas who won that header despite the cry of Ream.
And Curtis Davis has gone up front now. He's waiting for any crosses into that penalty area.
Callas there again. Any real sense of formation has kind of been abandoned. And Davis the target here, up against Adoy, and he wins it. Weimann allowed Ream to stretch and get it away from immediate danger. Wisdom. Clock ticking down on Derby. David Nugent. Andre Wisdom. Huddleston coming in at the back. They were queuing up there. In the end, it was Richard Keogh who got his head to it.
If they get in each other's way. This ball was helped to the far post. There's 3 of them converge on that. But the one thing you say about these games to your players is have no regrets. And whilst it looks very much as if they've come up just short, I think they've given everything over the 2 legs. I really do. I think they'd be very proud of themselves in the cold light of day. They won't feel that tonight, or for a while maybe. They've given everything for their club.
They need an extraordinary moment that will go down in legend now. Clipped by Huddleston. Davis up there. Oliver Norwood away. Buying Fulham a few more seconds. That is it! The playoff curse is broken, and Fulham are on their way to Wembley. Denis Adoy, the most unlikely winning goal scorer. was the summer of '75, the last time they went to the high temple of English football in the FA Cup final. Now they will play there for football's richest prize. What a scene, what emotion at Craven Cottage. Fulham produced in the second half of the second leg for Slaviša Jokanovic. Some words of consolation, great to see from Stuart Gray and Slaviša Jokanovic. To the desperate Derby players who, as you say, Don, put everything into this tie, fraction short in the end.
Absolutely. For every winner, there's a loser. You know, look, Fulham were favourites to win this over the two legs. For me, they are clearly the best team left of the teams that didn't get promoted that are in the place. However, you've got to produce it, and you've got to produce it under pressure. And Derby County pushed them to the absolute limit. But you've got to give credit to Fulham because they've showed the character. Even for all that pressure and pressing in that first half, they could not crack that nut. But they kept at it. They got their early breakthrough in the second half.